Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is me, John, and for today we will be reviewing another toy. This time, the Marvel Legends series 2-pack Storm and Marvel's Thunderbird. Uh-huh. Preamble before we go into checking out this nice packaging. I said before in my videos that I am a very particular Marvel Legends collector. I only collect the 90s Mutant Genesis designs, which is the X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and also X-Force, which was formerly New Mutants. I also dabbled in all different X-Factor, Havoc's team, as well as some Excalibur, Nightcrawler's team. For these two figures, if you are a X-Men, longtime X-Men fan, you would know that this is a classic Storm and Thunderbird, all members of Giant Size X-Men, the second team of X-Men that relaunched the team to new heights. Okay, and this particular team has a special place in my heart, even though I did not grow up reading it. I Since most of the characters that are members of it are some of my favorites. Uh, they they were launched all together in one team, Giant Size X-Men, and of course, uh, Aurora Monroe Storm here and Thunderbird are part of that, and the rest of them are here. I only wish that there would be a new Banshee figure so that they would be complete. So we have Colossus, Sunfire. This is a Toy Biz Cyclops, but he was wearing that costume during that time. And of course, Nightcrawler. I really need to find my other Nightcrawler heads. I do not remember where I placed them, which is kind of a bummer. Anyway, going back, we will be taking a look at these figures, which are very, very nice. The packaging, the window, the product window allows us a look at what we're getting. And I really like those two classic storm heads. One a quite pissed off one and a serene one. And of course, John Proudstar, uh, Warpath's brother, which we just took a look at a couple of weeks ago. I do not know what my problem with this camera keeps opening the light. Sorry about that. So, and I already removed it and it just keeps opening. Sorry. I'm not sure what its problem is. Anyway, looking at the packaging, it's the same packaging as the Rogue and Pyro one with this warm gray color with the X-Men logo. As you can see, the X here on the side is a pretty nice artwork of classic Storm, and on the other side is painted as well. Nice picture of Thunderbird, and at the back are those same pictures, more bigger and more complete. Okay, so enough about the packaging. Let's take them out of the box and take a look at the figures. Maybe compare them with their teammates, and let's go. Have them outside of their box. The two figures. Uh huh. And they're really nice renditions of the characters. Um, Dave Cockrum designed for the Giant Size X-Men. The Giant Size X-Men was more, what was it? More diverse, a more diverse group of mutants. While the original five was more of more white, for a better word, group. The new batch of X-Men were all from different countries. Storm here came from Africa. John Proudstar here is a Native American. The Shiro Yoshida Sunfire was from Japan. Banshee, who was also part of the team but was not introduced in Giant Size X-Men, uh, was Irish. And of course, I forgot to include Wolverine in the lineup a while ago, but Wolverine is a Canadian, and Nightcrawler, a German mutant, and of course, uh, Pyotr Rasputin was a Russian. So a more diverse cast for the X-Men. So we're taking a look at Storm, and this Storm design is particularly very striking from the get-go. She was designed pretty well. I'm gonna put up a illustration from the great Dave Cockrum here to show you that how he envisioned him. For the figure itself, I have some several issues with it. Mostly with the, I do not really like the female Marvel Legends healed feet because it's a pain to stand up, and unfortunately, Storm here has that. Um, I particularly like that they made Storm's cloak instead of the usual cloth, which they did with the Mutant Genesis versions of Storm, the white one and the black one, which features a cloth cape. This one, it features a sculpted rubbery type of cape, which is also okay. I like the face and the tiara. Awesome detail there. And the default hand that they have placed here, which is attached to the figure, is a hand with lightning shooting out of its fingertips, which is also awesome. If you can see that, very nice, very nice figure. The sculpt of the hair, that big big hair, what do you call this, a cobra, also very nicely sculpted. I know there are a lot of customizers who does great hair customization, but for me, sometimes the original sculpt is nice as well. So I give props to the designer, to the designer of the toy itself. Of course, we all have our preferences, and we can do what we want with our toys since we bought them. But I just like to keep my figures as they are originally, mostly because I do not have the customization skills that others have. But for the others, yeah, good. I like looking at the pictures of customized action figures. But the Hasbro team has been doing a lot of good with their toys, and I cannot complain that much. Except of course, yeah, I have a few nitpicks. It's just nitpicks, guys. It's my opinion. It's not the end of the world. If you do not agree with me, it's okay. Sometimes I do not agree with a lot of other people too. So the cape, we have a nice sculpted flowy cape, which looks like it's being blown by the wind to have movement, a movement cape. It also has a more serene looking cape, just uh, flowing down, not being blown over by any wind or the such. And of course, all the accessories here are for Miss Aurora here, and John here got shortchanged without any accessory. The other alternate head is that serene looking Storm. Very nice, very leader like actually. Very nice actually. Looking at the figure, it can actually stand pretty well, which is a surprise to me. I don't usually like this heeled feet. See this one? it's a pain to stand up if you store this with your other toys. There is a tendency for their legs to warp because of the plastic or something. But yeah, and after that, it's pretty hard to have them stand up. So you'll need stands. Um, yeah, like I said, Storm here comes with. Sorry, I'm jumping around the everything jumping around. He, Storm comes with two sets of alternate hands. The I have Powers hand that is usually given to female Marvel Legends with powers. Mhm. Ah, and this one has that. If you're familiar with Will Spertasio usually draws female hands with powers like this, with the two middle fingers together and the outer fingers played out like that, or one upper, one lower. Uh, the other hand is a more traditional one with all the fingers open. I really like this hand. This reminds me a lot of the 90s X-Men. Uh, there are a lot of times that Storm is drawn this way, or a lot of mutants with special effects for powers are drawn with this kind of hand. Sorry, there, that one. And then she also comes with closed fist hands for both. Very nice. And yeah, you could remove for articulation. It's basically the Marvel Legends traditional Marvel Legends articulation head is on a ball joint with the hinge at the neck for so that she could look down and look up, and some slight uh, head tilting sidewards. The ball joint allows for that, and of course rotation. For her shoulders, she can raise it sideways like this. This is really a nice looking figure, and of course it can move, rotate. Of course, the cape would prevent some of that movement. Her forearm rotation is at the elbow and also has a single joint, which is but it works fine. See, and you can also rotate that. You can also rotate her hands from the wrist and has inward and outward movement. Her upper torso is on a ball joint articulation there, which also serves as rotation for her torso, and also some side to side movement. Also serves as her up crunch and for back arcing. Hips allows her to split her legs like so and raise it like so. Has thigh swivels and a double jointed knee. So for when she's flying, I'm not. Is that how? Yeah, I do not want. Yeah, and then her feet can point downwards like so, and point up like so, and has severe ankle tiltage. Mm-hmm. So, very nice. Actually, the feet are not a problem for her standing up, which is a surprise for me. Very nice. To change her cloak, you just remove her head. Okay, I do not want. Okay. I saw in a reviewer snap the neck to one of his uh, Marvel Legends. Of course, you just remove this one once you remove the head, this is removable. Oh, and it looks like she's wearing a tank top. So you just place the more serene looking cape and the more serene face there. Pop it in her head. Ah, I can't seem to pop it in. Okay, there we go. And then, of course, having this, you could change her hands out to, you just twist it off and then place this one and twist it in, and then remove the other hand, place that in. Ah, Aye. And now we have a more serene looking um, storm, which is pretty nice. Very nice, very nice storm figure. And she also comes with a closed fist, but we're not gonna put that with her anymore. So yeah, that's for Storm. Very nice figure. So next we're gonna take a look at Thunderbird, and right off the bat, I have a couple of issues with him. I really don't like the ruffles when Marvel Legend put it on a figure and they're a separate piece, especially at the boots. Of course, you could just glue them. That's a perfectly good way. If that's annoying you, you could glue it. Do not particularly like it because every time you fiddle with the toy, it goes down and it looks weird. Uh, I just reviewed his brother. If you are following my channel, I did a review of his brother, which is see, it's now falling off. Mr. James Proudstar, Warpath of X Force. Of course, everyone knows Thunderbird died during one of the missions of the Giant Size X Men, saving the team, which is kind of sad. Um, in particular, this figure looks okay. The figure looks okay. It looks exactly like how John Proudstar would be. Um, its articulation is basic. Head is on a hinge and a ball joint on a hinge, so it can look down. It can look down pretty much. So it's really looks like a skulking figure. Can look up that much. A bit of a side to side waggle because of the ball joint and the way it is constructed, and of course can turn around. Shoulders, he can raise his hands, his arms sideways as much. Also allows rotation, full rotation there. Um, it's kind of weird because there is a larger cavity that connects his shoulder to his pectorals, which would make you think that they would give him a butterfly joint, but he does not have a butterfly joint. And then, of course, he has a bicep swivel. This part is not as bothersome as the ruffles in his boots, but it doesn't move down that much. It is tighter. He has double jointed elbows, sorry, and a wrist rotation and hands that can move inward and outward. Sorry if my camera keeps flashing. I do not know what the problem is. I really should get a proper camera. Also, an ab articulation for an ab crunch and back arcing, and a proper waist rotation. The hands that they gave us are particularly grabby hands, so you could place accessories there. A pair of closed fist hands would have been nice as well, but they did not give us that. Bracers comes with gold bracers and a gold waist piece, like a belt, which is nicely done. The print on his chest, the Thunderbird print of his tribe is nice as well. His costume is, of course, the original costume that Warpath patterned his own costume, patterned his costume after his brother's costume. His hip joints allow him to do splits that much. He has a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, a bootcut swivel. Particularly, it's very low. Usually, it's up to here, but yeah, I guess that's the variation of the costume. But yeah, these ruffles are really annoying me because they keep falling off, and it doesn't look that nice when it's at his ankles. He can point his toes down and as well point it up, and he has ankle tiltage there. So yeah, this is John Proudstar, uh, our more popular what's that more popularly known as Thunderbird, and they are members of the Giant Size X-Men. Of course, Storm will be eventually promoted to be one of the X-Men's leaders, such. And we have some of their other members here. The last of the original mutants, original five Savior's original five students, Cyclops, of course, um, the perennial leader of the X-Men, field leader of the X-Men. Cyclops, we have two of them here. Also, Storm is a great leader of the X-Men. And John Proudstar, who was one of the first mutants to lay his life on the line for his team. They they did a couple of stuff with him, even if he's dead, the necrosia and other stuff. I'm not really familiar with that one, but I saw him there with a couple of dead mutants. And now that they can resurrect mutants with what they're doing with the X-Men line, do you think they would bring John back, or is he not that relevant anymore? Shiro Yoshida from Japan here, and there. I would think that Thunderbird would be a bigger figure, but he's like almost as tall as Sunfire there. Kurt Wagner, Nightcrawler, very nice figure. I haven't really reviewed this figure yet. I lost his accessories. It's just here somewhere in the room. I just have to find it. And Thunderbird keeps falling. It's like a sign that he died or something. And of course, this awesome Colossus figure, which towers everyone. You can put it here, and he's still prominent. And let's place Thunderbird here. I hope he does not. I don't know what this problem with the figure, but He keeps falling down. And there we have the team. Giant size X-Men. Of course, they also have Banshee and Wolverine, but Wolverine is so overexposed, and yeah, but he deserves to be with this team. The tiger, the white and blue tiger stripe costume Wolverine with the shorter cowl. So yeah, I like the figures. Very nice figure, especially the Storm one. The Storm one is perfectly splendid. Okay, it's a new adjective I caught on from a show. And the Thunderbird, I have a few nitpicks, and I hate those ruffles which are down to his ankles again. But it is a nice figure. Very nice representation of the characters. I do not have the Hasbro version of this particular Cyclops. This is the Toy Biz version from the Sentinel Build a Figure wave. One of the best waves ever of Marvel Legends. Hasbro or Toy Biz. But yeah, Cyclops is a pain to look for. Very expensive figure. Most of the Cyclops figure that they release often become expensive figures, and yeah. Anyway, this Toy Biz figure looks great with them. So that's it. That's my video today. The Storm figure is perfectly splendid. Thunderbird is a perfect, not a perfect, is a okay representation of the character. They look nice with their teammates here. I could recreate that giant size X-Men cover where they were bursting through the cover, running Cyclops, leading them to save the original X-Men. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you do like the video, please do leave a like. And if you have comments, suggestions, and questions, please do type them down below. I'll try to answer them or interact with you guys. Also, please do subscribe to the channel so that, and if you do subscribe, please do click on that notification bell so that you know when I'll be uploading other stuff soon. Okay? And thank you very much, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you at the next video.